Hello, welcome to today's episode of the Success Nuggets for Stay-at-Home Parents. Today is day 86. Welcome. And thank you so much for joining, sharing, commenting, and sending feedback of how these success principles, success nuggets have helped you. I truly appreciate. Thank you so much. My name is Dr. Mrs. Blessing Ishamo, and I am a family and sex coach, a certified leadership coach, a certified trainer of the success principles, and also a network marketing professional. I am excited with the fact that we are touching lives. We're helping people see things differently. There are some things I would say you already know them, but the way we share them helps with the way you look at things. So I am so happy about that. And today we are building on the discussions we've had for some time now, emotional intelligence, and shared a bit on all the things that have happened lately with the young boy losing his life, unfortunately, something that could have been avoided. And today I have something that I'm very passionate about, that I have been working on. I talk about it all the time, but very soon you would see it really come to reality. So it's about the book that I have been working on for the past 3 years. We are going to have an introduction to the 5 F's. And why is that? What is the 5 F's all about? It's about having a template. It's about being intentional about parenting and not living by default. I remember when I was young, I've shared this, and I also shared it in the book, waking up and finding my parents fighting, and I'll be crying and begging them to stop. My dad is a cool person. I love him so much, and so is my mom. They did what they could. They tried their best, but at some point it wasn't working, and they had to get a divorce, and it affected me so much that I thought I was a bad child, and that's why they got the divorce. And I picked on some limiting beliefs without realizing that. One of the limiting beliefs was I needed to be extra good, and I needed to help everyone. Everyone needs to love me so nothing goes wrong. So it plagued my life, and the other was you must be a bad child. So that low self-esteem, you don't want to talk, you don't want to play too much, you don't want to do things because you feel let my attitude not affect the others. Now there are children that are going through a lot right now, emotional upheavals. They are just trying to just hold on for the fact that mommy and daddy do not understand how to go about marriage or family life or parenting. They just throw mud on the wall and hope it sticks. They just try things and hope it works. And there's a lot of assumptions, a lot of blame game going on, shaming going on. Nobody's taking responsibility. So today we want to introduce everyone to the need to have a template for your family, customized, not what is happening in the Joneses, not what your parents did, but what would serve you now. A lot of people just parent from how they saw their parents, train them. So for those who, when they talk to their parents, mommy, can I have this sweet? And the mommy is quiet, and they think, okay, not saying anything means go ahead, and then they take the sweet and then they get a slap. Oh wow. Or mommy, where do I keep this cup of water? That's so funny. And the mommy says, pour it on my head, since you don't know where to put it. And you see funny films where the person goes on to pour it on the head, and then there is serious beating. There was one very funny one, I read on WhatsApp. Very funny. A man was telling his friend that, my mom came to my house and she was trying to change the TV station to her favorite channel. And I said to her, this is my house and I want to watch what I want to watch. He said, yes, for the first time, I felt really good about it. That I spoke up, I stood up to my mom. And then he added the part that made me laugh so much. He said, if you want to visit me at the General Hospital, I am in what he mentioned his room, and he said, when you're coming, come from the right side because I can't see very well with the left eye. So he wants you to piece, the story together. He stood up to his mom, but she gave him a whack, and his eye, the left eye is damaged. Oh, that's so funny. Now, for some of my friends from the US and, Europe, you'll be wondering, oh man, that's mean. Oh my goodness. Apologies, but for some of us, have you heard of, how an African mom sometimes, disciplines? So, and they say African parenting, something like that. So imagine someone going through that kind of parenting and then bringing that to, take care of the home you're building with someone totally different from you, who never experienced shouting, who was not beaten as such. Imagine if you're coming from a place where, as you are telling somebody, will you drop that thing or I'll give you a slap? There's this part of the country where, as they're telling you, I'll give you a slap, the slap is actually coming. They slap you as they're telling you, I'll give you a slap. Or they say the mommy is beating the child, and he's saying, wait until your father comes. Your father will discipline you, but she's already beating the hell out of the child, and it's wondering, is that one rehearsal? Now, let me add a caveat. Not all parents are like that in Africa, so, okay. But I'm coming from the angle where you are raised from a home where there is verbal abuse, emotional abuse, physical abuse, and then you're coming in to, a union where the other person is not used to it. There is going to be clash. Already, there is going to be issues. They say for everyone that sees life or is holding a hammer, for someone that's holding a hammer, everything in life appears to be the nail. Okay, that's the only default. Just wants to hit. Some people, the only way they know to express themselves is to scream, shout at, just shout. For some others, silence. For some others, is to say, okay, you've done yours, I'll do mine. You can't win with that kind of environment. And you cannot give what you don't have. So the only way you know how to parent is what you see your parents, what they did to you, that's what you are doing to other people. And you see, it goes back to when we talk about this bullying thing and all that. Sometimes the children get whatever they are doing, they get it from home. Like they see how their parents talk roughly to each other, or how they fight, or how they are mean to each other, and they bring that, to school. We shared one of the episodes, a story of how a teacher was trying to put together a drama group, and she said to a young child, "You will be the husband," and said to the young girl, "You will be the wife, and we're going to act mommy and daddy, and these are the children." While the teacher was still trying to give them their parts, the young girl held the young boy by the throat and said, "You will kill me today. You will kill me today." Where did she learn that? She got it from her home. That's what her mommy does. So to her, that's how to relate with a man. I listened to a very known, popular pastor say that, one of the times he was talking with his wife, she said to him, "I have a problem with you." And he was wondering, what is the problem? And she said, "You like peace too much." You, at least let's fight a bit. Let's break the plates and let's make the whole place rowdy. Why are you too peaceful? It's coming from somewhere. So your parents did what they could with the understanding, the knowledge they had. You can't hold them responsible or blame them. You didn't choose how to come into this world, but you can choose how you design your life. Living your life by design is intentional, not living by default. So the whole idea of today's episode is for you to begin to look at where you are right now as a family and ask yourself, am I living by default or am I living by design? Does my wife or my husband really know what I want in this marriage? And am I communicating? Are we in agreement? So there is a need to have a template, a mission statement, a constitution, something that would help both of you come together on the same page. Say, we have both agreed to do this, and this is how we would go about it. So let me share a bit about us. I married an amazing man. I'm grateful. I call him my worry angel. For those of us that know Warri, that side of the country, they love to do things with energy, And to have this cool guy come from there, determined. The first time we had discussions, we knew it was ending, we're going to get married. The first thing he said to me was, "I really don't want to get married to someone from my end, because the ladies are really, really," some of them, not all, they can be really energetic, and you remember the scene I said about you will kill me today. Man, those ladies, some of them, they don't take rubbish. When they don't understand something, you get it. Said, and I really want a home that I would enjoy. So if we have any issues, we're settling it on this same bed. Nothing like leaving it to the next day. I was taken aback, because for me, I felt when you are in courtship or you love someone and you're supposed to be talking about, "I love your hair, I love your skin," those things. He was down to business. How are we going to run this home? And so we did the little we could, and we came into the union with the mind of getting something better than what we experienced, from our childhood. And then some years into the marriage, we read a book, and that book changed the course of our marriage. The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. It has the 7 Habits of Highly Effective Families. It is an amazing book. And Stephen Covey talked about having a mission statement. You can have a mission statement for yourself, for your workplace, for the home. And we sat down and asked ourselves, do we have something like that? We've just been, working hard to make sure, we don't step on each other's toes. And when we do, we quickly find ways to say sorry. But where are we headed as a family? What are our values? What are we known for? What do we stand for? What do we want our children to learn? How do we want to model our home? And so when we decided, I read a bit. I'm an audio person, so I bought the CDs. I listened to the CDs, and my husband read the book, and we were both ready. Said, let's do this. Let's do something and have a template for our home. And then we decided to leave the kids, went to somewhere private and nice place, and we stayed there for the weekend. We had fun, and we both took our pens and each with the book, and we wrote what we wanted to see happen in the family of our dreams. And I wrote and when we were done, we exchanged our notes and checked what we've written and looked at places where we could come together. So my husband wrote and wrote. It was just an amazing, will I say, essay he wrote down. And I decided to put mine in some form of headings. So I started with the first F, faith, and then I wrote all I wanted to see happen in my family and how we want to relate with God and build on our spirituality. Remember, we said something about the spiritual environment. For those of us that don't know about the 9 environments, please check the previous videos and get more about that. And then that was the first F. And then the second F, I wrote family. How I want my home to look like. When I come home, how I want it. A family that is peaceful, we respect each other, and helping everybody build their potential. I wrote that down. And then the next one was finance, money, because money is one powerful area that most times couples just assume things will work out, but it can cause the most pain when the lady is assuming the man has and is not helping out, or the man is assuming the lady has and she's arrogant, and the lady has and she's not contributing or helpful, all those things. So I wrote how I see money and how I want us to work with money, and my husband did. And then the fourth, we had just 4 F's then, so it was on friends. There we put everyone that is not in the nuclear family. So you have the in-laws, the church members, and everybody. And that's where you also have charity, right? And how do we want to relate with people out there? So we made a decision that we would not do anything that would affect the immediate family. We would put the family first before anybody. Now, we started, and for each of the 4 F's as at then, we would pick an area that we needed to work on. So talk about faith, would say, okay, so for family, let's have a particular time for devotion or to read the Bible, or let's work on our Bible study, or let's work on how we pray. So we look for goals and we do those, try to meet up with those goals. The same thing for each of now, for the fact that we have agreed, when my husband saw, the way the Fs were arranged, he loved it. And so we decided to embrace that. So we had 4 Fs. And then some years of using the 4 Fs, I'm the creative and the fun person, okay? I love to do some wild things. And I say, you know what? I think we should look at hanging out and all those stuff. So we added the 5th one, which is the fun and fitness. That is covering all the talks we want to have on intimacy, on things that matter to, bonding and creating memories. And then fitness has to do with health. And so you have it. We have that template. We are not perfect. We don't always meet up with our goals, but it has so much helped my husband and I to reduce friction, assumption, conflicts, and all those stuff. How and why? When we sit down to deliberate, it enhances our communication. So we are communicating. And for the fact that we decided to do this, we have, everyone is having interest, having a stake in it. When we first brought out this whole thing, we made our children understand that this is what mommy and daddy is doing and we need your help. So they were carried along. So my children know about the 5 Fs. And whenever we go for our trips or whatever we're doing, we bring out our constitution and we read it and we ask them. So they also have goals in the different 5 Fs for them and what they want to achieve. So we're also actually teaching them, and for the fact that we're communicating, it's helping with not having to have those conflicts where people just assume and you're not doing things, and then one day it's like a volcano. You've been brooding and or you've bottled up so much things and the thing just comes up and you can't take back your words and it's a serious problem. We don't have that in our home. We don't. And I'm very, very happy. For the past 10 years of using the 5 Fs, it's amazing how it can take care of that. It doesn't mean we don't have disagreements, because that's the beauty of the 5 Fs. With the 5 Fs, you can disagree. You can share your views, and then both of you would listen to understand and then to be understood, and then you would find the best alternative, which is the not your way or my way, but the win-win, which is the third alternative. Now, for those that are familiar with Stephen Covey's work, we are fans of Stephen Covey. You would know that I've just mentioned 3 books now. Okay, so we did that and we worked with what we have here in Africa, in the way we relate with people and in-laws. So this template has really helped my family, and for some of my friends that I've shared it with, it has helped them. So we will be unveiling the book soonest, and I would want to challenge you to think about having a structure for your family. Think about having a template for your family. And also invite you for Saturday. On Saturday, we will be looking at the confident parent. We'll be interviewing some amazing people that will talk about how you can take more responsibility as a parent. We'll have a school owner there. We'll have a head of schools. We'll have a single parent. We'll have people that would bring in different insights. When you are so busy and you cannot be there for your child, someone that has been in that same situation, how did they go about it? So you will pick nuggets that would help you survive. So much everything is fast paced right now. You can't blame anyone. When we say take 100% responsibility, it's up to what they know, their awareness, their skills, and so if you can expand or upgrade your skills or learn fun ways of being a better parent and protecting your child from bullying, from sex abuse, sexual abuse, and other things, you will feel happy that, look, it's not all about the money, it's not all about buying the gadgets, but I am bringing up a whole or a total child. So don't miss Saturday. Click on the link and join us on the Inner Circle. If you are not able to join the Inner Circle, immediately shoot me a private message so we can get you in. Invite your friends. 8 p.m. this Saturday, we will be having that interview, and we'll also have some giveaways. So I look forward to having all of you in. Thank you so much for your time, and bye for now.